How to make money online with your phone. Yeah, you heard that right, with your phone. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can make enough money to support yourself and possibly even quit your job just like I did. I'm gonna share exactly with you how to do it. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, or you need to do it better, well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm gonna share with you my exact step-by-step formula for making tons of money online without spending a lot of money to get started. I'm gonna share with you the biggest trap that people fall into when they're starting an online business and tell you exactly how to avoid this trap. And last but not least, I'm gonna share with you the exact story and process of how I went from broke, living in my parents' basement, to a multimillionaire. So let's talk about all of the benefits that there are to having an online business. Like I said, having an online business has changed my life, where I was living in my parents' basement, barely making ends meet, to now living a life where I have millions of dollars in my business and a successful company that I'll be able to pass on to my kids for future generations. And this all started online. I know that sounds crazy, and now you have an opportunity where you can do all of this even with your phone. Having an online business will allow you to work from anywhere. It has allowed me to work when I'm on vacation. It allows me to work in other countries. I can be at the beach. I can work early in the morning. I can work late at night. I can work when it best suits me. Additionally, my business is open 24/7, 365 days a year because I am online. An online business that is internet-based will allow you to reach customers across the country, across the globe. So there are just so many different benefits to having an online business, but my favorite one is no income cap. I remember when I worked, I had a salary and all I could make was what I could make. But with my business, especially online, my growth is unlimited. I literally could spend more on ads if I wanted more customers, or I could even turn it off for a few months if I want to just take a break from my business. You essentially get to reach more people, and you can have the income that you want and make as much money as you want in your business. And that's the awesomeness of it. So let's get into how you do it. When it comes to starting an online business, I had no idea what I was doing when I first got started. In fact, I started investing in real estate in 2002, 2003. I was flipping houses when I had a job, and I was a disaster. So fast forward to when the market crashed in 2009, me and my husband, we lost everything, and I ended up back in my parents' basement, broke, with bad credit, and with my kids. While I was in my parents' basement, I learned a great concept about wholesaling, where I was able to find people with property problems, help them out of that situation, get them under contract, and then flip those contracts to another investor for a fee. It changed my income, and it got me out of my parents' basement. And I really used a lot of online-based marketing in order to find my customers. And that was the beginning of how I turned from a baroque person living in my parents' basement to a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur that you see today. So the first thing that you want to do when you're starting a business, an online business, is set up a real business. I know, everyone says, Noel, of course. But no, you literally have to set up a real business offline, not just online. You're going to need to do 5 simple things. You're going to have to register your business with the Secretary of State. In other words, you're going to get an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. You're going to go ahead, you're going to get your EIN number, again, completely free at irs.gov. You're going to get a professional phone number. You can use Grasshopper, you can use Freedom Voice. Just don't use Google Phone. That's not going to work, okay? Then you want to get a professional email, okay? You don't want your email to be like, blah, 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 business at Gmail or yahoo.com. You want to make sure your business is like Noel at noelrandall.com. You want to make sure your business is a professional business email. And then last but not least, you need a professional website. And the reason, of course, that you want to do this is for credibility, but also every business essentially is an online business nowadays. You want to have a great website, and you want to be found on the internet. If people cannot find you when they Google you, they're probably not going to do business with you. We live in an age where as soon as someone hears about you, they are Googling you and looking you up. So you want to make sure that you are credible online before you ever start launching your business, and it's very simple. Just follow those 5 steps that I told you. If you need help setting up your business, I put a link below to 𝗡𝗢𝗘𝗟, that's INCFILE, 𝗡𝗢𝗘𝗟.com. I put a link below. They will help you set up your business absolutely free in any state. Check them out. It's simple. They can help you do all of it. Just do it. Now that you have the business set up, let's talk about some ways that you can easily set up your business online. So like I said, one of the things that I was doing was real estate, and I was finding customers and clients that were having property problems by marketing to them online. I would put out ads and I would say, hey, are you behind on your mortgage payment? Or hey, did you inherit a house that you don't want? Or hey, are you in bankruptcy or foreclosure or divorce? And I would get tons of leads coming into my website just by advertising online to find those people that were having property problems. But that is one way and one thing that you can do. Another thing that you could do if you have no business at all, and I've done this as well, is you can do drop shipping. So if you have a product, for example, again, I had more of a service. If you have a product, for example, that you want to sell, an easy thing to do is to get that product and ship it to Amazon and let Amazon fulfill your shipping for you. You can do fulfillment by Amazon, and that's a great way for you to reach more people and to have an online income without having to do all of the work. You can do it with Amazon, or you can do it with other companies that offer drop shipping. Drop shipping will allow you to actually get the money in for the product that you sell without having to buy inventory. Let me give you a quick example. I have a product called 𝗡𝗢𝗎𝗓𝗔. It's a detox tea with all organic products. People love it. I use it. Obviously, I'm a mom of 5 and I've used it to keep my weight in a good place, and people absolutely love this tea. But it was really difficult for me and my team to keep shipping out all of those orders. So one, yes, we use Amazon by fulfillment, which I just told you about. I use them. You can use them too. Or you could also have your distributor send out those packages as orders come in. Again, this was life-changing for me. So essentially, someone would go to my website, buy my product. Again, you can go check it out. You can buy it too at 𝗡𝗢𝗎𝗓𝗏. And when you put that in your shopping cart, that is not going to be fulfilled by Noelle. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not going to ship you that tea. It is going to be fulfilled by my team that already does it. You put the order in, you give me the money, and then they will ship the tea, okay? That's how that works. So drop shipping will allow you to start with almost no money because you don't have to buy the inventory. The inventory is usually with the person that created it or a third party that you've given permission to just ship on your behalf. It's super easy, super simple to do, and you can even use Shopify, SHOPIFY. Check them out again for free, no endorsements, just check them out. And you can set up your own shopping cart and start making money and selling your products, and even go as far as doing drop shipping just like Noelle did. And then the last place, and this is how you can make a ton of money online, of course, is going to be your website. So like I said, you want to make sure that you have a website that clearly says what you do and who you serve and how you serve them. So again, if you have a product or a service, make sure people clearly know what it is that you're selling on your website and make it easy for them to buy it. You don't want it to be all complicated where they have to click here or click here and go through all of these steps in order to buy your product or your service. You want to make it really clear and drive people and drive your traffic directly to where they can buy the thing. So let's talk about that. You want to drive traffic to your own personal website. And you can do that with ads and not spend very much money. You literally can do Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest has ads, pretty much every YouTube has ads. You know, I don't necessarily run in any, but they do. And you can start to market for a very small amount and drive traffic directly to your website and get sales without spending very much money. For example, when I first started selling my tea, 𝗡𝗢𝗎𝗓𝗏, for example, I would just do $5 per day on Facebook, and I would end up with at least $1,000 worth of profit per month, okay? And again, this is just a little side thing that I was doing. And so it's really easy to start making money with your business without spending very much money, but it's going to come down to you following those steps that I outlined before and making sure that you follow them to the key. It's pretty easy, guys. So there you have it. Now you know exactly how to make money online, even using your phone. You don't even need a computer for any of the things that I told you. If you need more information and you would like help, please go to noellsfreetraining.com. I've created an entire course where I teach you exactly how to invest and start making money without losing money, and it's absolutely free. It was a little bit too long for me to put up here. It's about an hour, but it will give you the full strategy and everything that you need to do. And again, it's absolutely free. I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.